Hey guys, and welcome back to Scotty Knows. Today we're continuing the build here on the 95 Civic Coupe. I'm still waiting for parts to finish up the fuel system, that way I can get this thing fired up. But today we're actually going to be working on the rear of the car, and where I have to actually cut off a bolt due to a strip bolt. So I'm going to take you guys back there, show you guys what I'm working with. I am actually switching out the entire rear assembly to put in a rear disc brake conversion. So as part of this process, I got to get their lower control arm bolts out, which are actually stripped. They've been stripped for quite a while. I've tried every means and method to get it out, so unfortunately I'm going to actually have to get my Sawzall, cut off that bolt, probably drill out the existing bolt, and then tap it. So let me take you over there and I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Alright guys, so here we are on the rear. Looking at this lower control arm bolt. You can probably tell it's kind of stripped out a little bit, so I'm going to be working to get this off. I'm actually going to cut it from the inside here with the Sawzall. So hopefully I can drop that out, and then I'll probably have to drill this out. And then I got to drill the back side of it out. If you can see there. And then get it out. So this whole assembly is going to go. I got new suspension, I got a new trailing arm, and naturally I got new lower control arm. So once I get this bolt out, I should be able to disconnect the lower control arm and then pop everything out, and we should be good to go. So let me hop on this. I'm gonna see if I can get this out, and hopefully it works. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so I was able to get this kind of cut out on both sides. Should come out pretty good. There's like a little piece hanging on there. I should be able to tap it out with a hammer and then figure out the bolt. Maybe I'll be able to unscrew it, grab it onto it with a vice grip or something and spin it. We'll see how that looks when I get to that point. But I do want to take this entire assembly out. So first I'm going to start with the control arms up here. I guess they're control arms. The adjustment here, I'll probably get aftermarket ones, some I can adjust, or the camber here. Something I can get with adjust the camber. I got new brake lines, I got all that. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this kind of loose. I'm gonna try to get that taken care of. So I got 2 bolts here, should be 2 under here. I'll pop this out first. Before I disconnect any of these, I'll disconnect the brake lines and get some of this stuff taken care of so it's already loose. So I'll disconnect the brake line from here. So like I said, I got new lines for this, and I should be good to go. So let me hop on it here. I'm gonna see if I can get some of these out, which I believe are 14 millimeter, and see how it goes. Alright guys, so went ahead and got the rear end lowered down. Everything is out. Of course I do got to finish disconnecting this. I just don't want the brake fluid leaking. And of course I got the emergency brake cable, which everything is loose. I just have to actually disconnect it from the e-brake itself, and that shouldn't be a problem. But I did drop this down, and I'm gonna have to drill it out. So I did make a couple little notches there. I probably will put a couple more indents in there so I can get my drill in there, and we'll see about drilling that out. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so it's actually the next day here. Well, it's still technically nighttime, but it is the next day. I actually got the whole rear trailing arm removed, It's kind of a pain in the butt, these two bolts that connect the trailing arm here to the frame. We're a little bit seized up. I was able to get them out with my breaker bar. I see it right there. But everything came out pretty smooth. So the next step here is to finish and continue to get this bolt out. I don't know if you can see in there, but I got a little bit more to get out in there. I should be able to get that out. It's kind of a pain. And then my next step here will actually be to clean this off, and then I'm gonna paint this with some undercoating. So I'll get all this debris, all this grime out of here, and then hopefully everything should be good to go. I already have the other rear. I'll get that painted, prepped up, and ready to go inside. But overall, it's coming along. I got the whole rear out, which is kind of really important to me, and getting this thing going. So I got everything kind of drilled out. I got the old bolt out, kind of worked up, do a little bit of cleaning. I did have to disconnect the brake from the inside, which was kind of a pain in itself because I do have half the carpet installed, so trying to go in through the back, then in the front, I was able to get it, so not a big deal. Getting it in is probably gonna be a little bit more difficult, but we'll do that together. So overall, that's done. I think I'm good for now. I'll continue to get the other stuff out. Good news is I did get my washers for the brake system, not the brakes, but the fuel system, to hook those up. So I got those two washers and got those installed. I did kind of try to start it a little bit, still not getting fuel for whatever reason. Could be the injectors. The injectors are original, and of course they're probably pretty outdated, so I may consider getting some new injectors. But on that note, we're making progress, and that's all that matters. All right, guys, so the entire rear is out. I do have, I think, the header that I have for the exhaust. I have to get a new one, that way I can finish that exhaust. So I did order that amongst some other parts to finish up the rear. I got some new rear trailing arm bushings, as well as some miscellaneous pieces. But the good news is, I'll show you guys a little closer here, I got that bolt out. So this is the original bolt. I did kind of clean it up a little bit. Kind of got that cleaned out. I did get that retapped. I'm not sure if you guys can probably see that. I did add some new threads in there. I tapped that, and this thing goes in smoothly. I'm not even gonna lie, that thing was kind of a pain in the butt to get to. Everything works. I'll probably end up getting some new bolts for it, but that brings me to my next step here. So what I have to do is get all this area cleaned up. I'll paint it, get the undercoating done like I did on the driver's side, and we'll get this thing tightened up. Hopefully in a couple days, I'll have my rear control arm bushings. I did get some new a camber kit to get that all tightened up. I already have some pieces for the rear, for the lower control arm, and I got some things ready for it. But we'll get this thing tightened up, get the new rear in, and then I'll go ahead and get this thing cleaned up and tightened up, and then we'll hop on the driver's side. Once I get everything in for the motor, we'll go ahead and knock that out, and then hopefully get that thing running. So stay tuned and check it out. So appreciate you guys, checking out the channel, being supportive of the channel. We got that rear lower trailing arm. A lot of that stuff coming. It's going to be real cool. I've never done a disc brake conversion, so hopefully it goes well. I do have the kit from an Integra, as well as the cables that go to the rear brake. So I got everything I think I need to get this done. I even have a new proportioning valve I can install inside the motor if necessary. So I got all the parts and pieces to get it done. But here, we're making good progress. I do have some parts coming from the motor, so we'll get to firing that thing up hopefully very soon. I'll probably got some research to do on that, but we'll get that done. And everything will kind of fall into place. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Please hit that like, subscribe, comment below. Maybe you guys can help me out, figure out what I should check out on the motor to get that thing running. Any feedback helps. This channel is here for entertainment, also to help other folks if they're tackling the same similar project. So please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.